up, everybody? Clayton Hentzel here, hanging out at the Christian Standard booth at the North American Christian Convention, and I have to my left one of the big-time speakers for this year's convention is Trevor DeVage, and he is a pastor of a big church that's doing a lot of great stuff up in Ohio. Give us a little bit of a snapshot about that church.
Yeah, Christ Church of Mason up on the north side of Cincinnati. Kings Island, if you know where Kings Island is, a lot of people in the Midwest do. We're about 2-3 miles from there. Great church, man. We're a church on the move. I've been there about 5 years, and God's doing some incredible stuff. A couple thousand people up there. They're just trying to move to the next place, trying to move the needle in our community. So.
Hey, you might have been hearing that churches are in decline, but not all of them. And this church is trying to reach more and more people. So if you're in that area, you're watching this, there's a great church for you. But you guys are doing a lot of cool, innovative stuff. You've been doing ministry for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you two big questions. The first question is, you've been doing ministry a while. What has been the most important thing you've done to stay in ministry?
Oh, I think the most important thing is, we've got all this technology and all this crazy stuff. Honestly, getting off that and getting in real relationships. So I've got a group of guys, about 4 or 5 young guys. I say young guys, I feel young. We're all young in ministry, all leading impactful churches. But we've got a guy named Cal Jernigan. Some guys know Cal. He's at Central out in Phoenix. We're in a mentor group with Cal. And so twice a year we fly out to Phoenix. We hang out with Cal, and he just, it's really cool. He just pours into us. There's no agenda, but I think just having that relationship of knowing you got guys in your corner. And so almost on a weekly basis, one of those guys, we're texting one another, calling one another, bouncing ideas off of one another. And honestly, it's probably been the lifeblood of ministry is that you've got guys literally saying, hey man, I've got your back at all costs. And so that's probably been the biggest mainstay for me in ministry. I've been in ministry now almost 19 years. And over the course of that, it's always been accountability relationships with guys that are in the fight with me through the end.
So listen, whether you're in ministry or you are just a part of a church serving in ministry, every single one of us, if we want to go the distance, we've got to have a group of people that are like in our corner helping us take that ground. So find some people, and if you can't find some people, create that space yourself. Be the leader, saying, I'm going to make an environment where people can get together in a safe space and really just get real with one another.
And one of the things we just taught this weekend of, we're doing this series called Supernatural, and we're talking about spiritual warfare, and that when you go through the armor of God, there's no back plate, there's no butt plate.
It's all facing forward, baby.
So, and the reason I really believe that is because God wanted us to be back-to-back, fighting alongside of each other back-to-back, instead of turning and fighting against each other.
It's perfect.
And so that's kind of been my lifeblood for ministry.
Okay, now second question I'm going to ask you. What's been the most innovative thing that you've done that's either sparked growth or helped you reach a new demographic at your church? So if there's a church leader out there watching going, man, we're looking for just one great idea, we're feeling like the bank account for cool ideas is on empty. Make a deposit into our life.
Well, the first thing, I think that there's a lot of like mile-a-minute cool ideas. I think the most sustainable things are using what you have available right now. And so when I first got to our church, we had no social media presence. And so we were like, let's get on Twitter, let's get on Facebook, let's get on Instagram, let's let people know we're here. One of the coolest things we're doing, and they've actually got a booth here this week at the North American, we're a beta church for an app called pray.com. And it sounds so simple, but most prayer things in churches are antiquated. Like, go get a spreadsheet and fill out a card. The pray.com app, you literally, it's specific to your community. You invite people into your community. So you go to pray.com/ourchristchurch. You can sign up, and then you go to the app, and then there's a prayer wall, and then you can tell people you've prayed for them. You can thank them for praying for you. You can send private prayers to people. You can even give through it. I mean, we've got a church app, but the pray.com app, here's what it's done for me as a pastor. I see that you've prayed. I see your profile picture there in the Pray app. Sunday morning, I say, hey, I prayed for your mom this week. How's she doing? And so it's given me a face and a name. And so I would tell you that they're also a company that Twitter, the investors in Twitter, the investors in like MySpace and YouTube and places like that have invested in this company. Mashable, TechCrunch, New York Times, Time Magazine is dropping it this week. And so they're heavy hitters in trying to further prayer. And I know it sounds so simplistic, but prayer is so revolutionary. And it's the one thing, we always look for a cool idea. I think the coolest idea is actually, man, if we can get people praying for other people and then standing back to back with each other, game on.
Man, that's huge. So we're gonna get together later, and we're gonna put some of this information in the description below, because there's a lot that we kind of unpacked there. But we're gonna get not only Trevor's information, but also the entire church's social media stuff, so you can click and follow them, so you can get some key insights. But we'll also try and hook up with that partner you were just talking about, and get their description below, so your church can start maybe using technology and prayer, which are both two powerful forces in front of us. Hey, love you all. Glad you're watching. Peace out. Catch you later.
See ya.